Hi everyone, I'm Beth with Bodies by Pilates, and today we're going to go through a Pilates mat class. The only equipment that you need today, and you really don't need it if you don't want it, would be some light weights. Today I'm using 3-pound weights because we'll be doing some arm work and your mat. So let's go ahead and get started. Come on down. All the way down to that mat. Now remember to listen to your body today. So I will provide some modifications for a lot of the moves, but if something doesn't feel right, just listen to your body and don't do that move or hold whatever position we've had as opposed to going on to a progression. All right. Okay. Just take your weights and put them on either side of your mat. We'll be using those in a second. And then let's come all the way down to your mat. Good. Feet are going to be about shoulder distance apart. Arms are just going to be down by your side. So I want you just to sort of rock and roll side to side, grounding your tailbone. So your tailbone is heavy and then your back is in neutral. So whatever natural curvature you have to your back is there. So you're not trying to push it down or arch it. It's just settled wherever it might be. The back ribs are connected to the mat. The shoulders are open and the chest is nice and wide. Arms are down by your side. Good. Take a big breath here. As you take a breath, if you really want to feel if you're doing it correctly, you can take your hands on your belly. As you take that breath in, you fill up those lungs with air. Your hands or your fingertips should expand. As you blow it out, they should come back together. Let's do that again. Good, one more time. And then just return that breath to normal. So as opposed to having just upper chest breaths, we really want deep belly breaths. So that's when you want to feel those lungs expand and then contract as you blow it all out. Good. All right. So again, hands are down by your side. Let's go ahead and just point and flex those feet. So let's get some movement in the feet here. As you flex the feet, maybe you feel the heels pop off of the mat. So we're working on the flexion of the foot. As we age, we start to lose that flexion. Maybe you can't bend all the way down into a squat. This is a good exercise to just work on the forward flexion of that foot. Now let's rotate those ankles around. You can rotate them in opposite directions or in both the same direction, really trying to rotate ankle mobility here. And then in that opposite direction, again, stability and flexibility of the ankles is so important. And then just bring those feet back to a neutral place. All right. And again, just rocking the legs right and left. You feel the tailbone nice and grounded. Coming up, we're going to now close up that rib cage. So we might have had our rib cage splayed where you could actually feel your ribs. I want you to close it up. Feel what the belly button does. It pulls back towards the spine. But as you do that, just make sure that you're not rolling your shoulders forward. So keep the chest open and the shoulders nice and wide. We're going to take a big breath here. Snow angeling our arms up. Feeling where that rib cage does start to splay. See if you can keep those hands in contact with the ground. Taking it slow, rotating the shoulders in the shoulder socket. And then go ahead and snow angel them back down. So just starting to lengthen the body, creating some space between the vertebrae, finding our height, our length. Back up we go. Maybe a big inhale here. And then exhale. Feeling where that rib cage starts to settle. So where you have that flexibility. And then come all the way down. Excellent. All right. We're going to go ahead and take those weights. We're going to take them up towards the ceiling. We're going to point our palms away from our body. And then I want you to keep the wrist nice and straight. So trying not to let the weights fall back like this onto the wrist, but to rotate the knuckles up towards the ceiling. All right, I want you to take a big inhale here. Drop the shoulders back. And exhale. Inhale, this time let's reach, rounding through the shoulders. And exhale, drop the shoulders back. And again, protract those shoulders under the shoulder blades or shoulder sockets. And then exhale, retract them back. Good. Let's keep them back there. This time, go ahead and take an inhale through your nose. Exhale. I want you to start to nod the chin to the chest. Start to peel up one vertebrae at a time, pushing the back all the way down and rolling up. Reach for those toes with those arms. And then take a big inhale here. Exhale, start scooping the belly, round it back off those sits bones. Arms are going to come right back up towards the ceiling. And then I want you to take 5 overhead presses. So we're going to come out and press it up. Think about your serratus muscle, which is that muscle right underneath of your armpit. So initiate the move from there. Take it nice and slow. 3. See if you can keep that rib cage closed as you bring the arms down. 4. And we have 1 more. Take that inhale. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest, scoop in the belly. Round up and over. Reach for those toes, lengthen through that back. Take that inhale. Exhale, round it back down. Arms come up. Drop the shoulders. So are the shoulders reaching up? Drop them back where we place them. 5 overhead presses. 1, take it slow. Squeeze the tricep as you reach up towards the ceiling. 2. Remember to try and keep the rib cage closed. 3. 4. The last one. Here we go. Into our roll up. Take that inhale. Drop those shoulder blades back. Exhale. Nod the chin to the chest. Scoop in the belly. Round it all the way up and over. And then restack that spine, bringing those arms right back down by your side. Good. You're nice and tall on those sits bones. Now, for those of you who have tight hip flexors, you might feel those hip flexors are really firing up. So just put a little bend in those knees. Excellent. All right. We're going to go ahead and take those weights out in front of us. So I went a little heavy for me. If you've ever taken my arms class, you know I use a 1 or a 2. I've got 3s today. I'm not sure what I was thinking. But anyway, here we go. We're going to go with it. Take that right arm out to the side. Take a big inhale. Rotate through the core. Keep the feet up against that imaginary wall. Exhale, bring it right back to center. Over to the left. Take that big inhale. Exhale, right back to center. 1 more time to the right. Getting that spinal rotation. Exhale. 1 more time. And exhale. Go ahead and lower those arms. Good. Now you'll notice that my feet were not moving, trying to keep them up against that imaginary wall. If we move our feet or see any movement, then we've rotated our hips. And what we were working on there was our spinal rotation. Also trying not to lean back or to round forward, but to stay upright on those sits bones. All right, we're going to go ahead and bend those knees. We're going to go into our earthquake series. So a couple of things here for earthquake. You can always put a ball behind your low spine, just as a little bit of support. And I like to use the weights because you're going to feel that shaking sensation happen a lot faster. All right, so knees are bent. I've got my weights in my hands, and I take a big inhale here. I'm stacked right up on top of my sits bones. I'm nice and tall, pulling up through my pelvic floor, and I exhale and just pull my belly button in. So if you'll notice, I did not collapse, but I actually pulled the belly button in and rounded off my sits bones. And I take my arms out in front of me. All right, so you only have to go back 1 inch or 2 or wherever you feel those abs engage. Here we go, we're just gonna pulse it. I have my knees together today, which is activating my inner thighs. You can take them as wide as your hips if you'd like, but if you want to turn those inner thighs on right away, then you can keep those knees stuck together like glue or with Velcro. Here we go. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold it back. We're going to take that right arm right next to the ear, rotating the shoulders. So we've already done that. We're continuing to do it. All right, left arm goes up. Keep pulling that belly in. Bring it right back down. Right arm. I like to take a big inhale as I reach, exhale as I lower. We're going to take both arms up. Here we go. Both arms coming right next to those ears. Oh, I feel that shaking sensation. I hope you do too. Bring it right back down. Make that 2 mark. Take it up. Keep those feet heavy if you can. And 1 more. Take it up. And bring it right back down. 10 little pulses here. 10, 9, pull the shoulders back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up, lower those weights, splay open those knees, and just round through that back. Good job. So in the earthquake series, adding the weights definitely makes you feel a little bit more challenged right away. You do not have to do these with weights. And if you don't have weights, you can always do them with water bottles, whatever works for you. All right, we're going to pick up those weights one more time and get through this earthquake series. So we're going to take those arms up to the side. Here we go. We take the arms out in front of us. We're slightly off those sits bones. So all I did was pull that belly in. Right arm goes to the side. Bring it right back to center. The left arm goes out. And right back to center. We go right. Good. Working on that shoulder mobility, remember. And the strength of the shoulder. So we're creating that little teardrop right on top by using these weights. Last one on each side, and then we're going to open up both. Remember to breathe. We've got 3 here. Thanks. This is hard. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. 10 little pulses. 10, 9. Use the core. So not the momentum of the arms. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Splay open those knees. Set those weights down and just round over. You can place the weights on either side of your mat once again, and then come on up. We're just going to roll it down and stay down this time. So take those arms out in front of you. Remember to pull those shoulders back. Sit up nice and tall on those sits bones. Take that inhale. Exhale, round off the sits bones. Scoop in the belly. Start to roll back 1 vertebrae at a time. This is also a little bit of a spine massage. So you want to push each vertebrae down 1 at a time. Take those arms overhead. Let that rib cage splay now. And then take those arms all the way down by your side. Excellent. Let's just stretch out that spine just a little bit. And so take that right knee in towards the chest. Give it a big hug. Maybe even take it out to the side. So if you did have your knees together, maybe you felt those inner thighs really firing up, just take it out to the side and bring it back. Hang on to that right knee with the left hand. Take your right hand out to that T position. It's your kickstand. And then bring the right knee across the body. You'll feel a nice spinal rotation here. Maybe look right. Keep your right shoulder down. Right hip pops up. Breathe into it with each exhale. Maybe you feel yourself sink a little deeper. Come back to center. Take that right leg long. Bring the left knee in towards the chest. Reach for it right below that kneecap. Give it a big hug. Pull the shoulders back and open though. Try not to round. And then maybe take it off to the side or off to the left side there. Just opening up, giving those inner thighs a little bit of a stretch. Hang onto it with your right hand this time. Take your left arm out to the side. That's your kickstand. Bring the left knee across the body with the right hand. See that left hip up, but keep your left shoulder down. Release the low spine here. Feels so good. Take a big inhale and exhale. Maybe feel yourself sink into the stretch a little deeper. And then come right back to center. Okay, let's bend both knees here. One more stretch before we move on to some glutes. Just gonna bring my weights a little closer. All right, so arms can be down by your side, out by your side, whatever works for you. You'll see my hands are usually facing up towards the ceiling. It helps to open up my chest, which I have a tendency to round forward. So take the feet a little wider than the hips this time. Let the knees just lower over to the right side. Really try to get that left knee down to the mat. You're going to feel a quad stretch here too. You might feel a hip flexor stretch, a quad stretch. You'll feel the core open up and you have a little spinal rotation here. Take a big breath. And then scoop those knees up on that exhale through center over to the right. Good, take a breath. Try to get the right knee down this time. It's a great stretch to do every day, just to open up the body, open up the lungs. Take a big breath. And then exhale, bring those legs right back to center. Good. All right. So have your hands down by your side. Just hold your weights. Let's bring your feet back in line with your knee and in line with your hips. Your spine is back to that neutral spine, but your tailbone is nice and heavy. All right, just hands on the weights. We're just going to do some pelvic tilt. So I want you to take an inhale through your nose. As you exhale, just push your belly button down. It flattens the back onto your mat. And then as you inhale, I want you to go ahead and push the tailbone back, pushing it into the mat. And then you get a little arch in your back again. So exhale, push it down, smashing that back into your mat. Inhale, create a little arch. So it's a little rock and roll through your low lumbar spine. Now watch what your legs are doing. If they're moving around a lot, then you've got a lot going on below the waist. And right now we're just focused on this small area of pelvis and pelvic stability. Same with the shoulders. They shouldn't be rocking and rolling forward and back. Everything is neutral. You are just working right through this section right here. All right, good. So now that we've warmed up that low lumbar spine, let's try and go up into some bridging. So hands just on the weights by your side. Take that inhale. Exhale, push that belly button in, pressing the back down on the mat. This time start to lift the tailbone and then slowly start to peel each vertebrae off of your mat. Push your knees forward, flattening out or lengthening out those hip flexors. The quads lengthen out. The knees are still tracking towards the toes and in line with the hips. So they haven't splayed open. Sometimes you can put like a towel or a ball in between there that keep you having a tactile cue to keep those knees tracking correctly. Holding it here at the top, squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings. That's what's working to keep you up here. Take that inhale. Exhale, soften the chest, roll it all the way back down. One vertebrae at a time. Your tailbone's going to be the last to touch. So push through that low lumbar spine. See if you have any clumps coming down at once. Then take your time working through that. All right, let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Imprint the spine. Start to peel the tailbone off. Pressing down the vertebrae before you pull it up. Hold it at the top here. Grab those weights. All right, I want us to hinge down. So when we hinge down, we come down as one unit. You're going to tap the hips and then hinge back up. Tap the hips and hinge. So I'm coming down as a unit, coming back up as a unit. We're going to add some arms to this. So as the hips come down, the arms come up. As the hips come up, the arms come down, just float over top of your mat. So they're going in opposition. You've got it. Squeeze each time. Remember to control the weight. So you're not just flying those arms up there, but you're moving the weights, using your muscles. You've got your glutes and your hamstrings working. You've got 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Hold the arms down, set them down on the ground, hold the hips there. Take an inhale, exhale, soften the chest. We're going to roll it all the way down into an articulated bridge all the way down. Tailbone's the last to top, touch. Bring those knees in towards the chest and rock side to side. Nice job, everyone. Good. We're going to add on here. So grab those weights one more time, just getting some arm work in here. So a little double whammy. I want you to take an inhale through your nose. Exhale, tip that pelvis up, imprinting that spine. Peel those hips off. Excellent. Grab those weights, bring those arms up. We're going to hold our high bridge here. Hands are together. We're going to do some skull crushers. So I want you just to start with your skull crusher, bend the arms and straighten the arms. So they're coming down. Maybe the numbers on the weights are right at that forehead. You're keeping your elbows right where they are. Good. All right, we're gonna come halfway down as the arms bend and all the way up as the arms extend. So it's halfway and all the way. Good. Squeeze. Now you need to pull that belly button in so you engage the core, protecting the spine. Watch the knees, use the glutes and the hamstrings. Good. We've got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Open out those arms to the side, set those weights down. I want you to just take your arms out to the side here, close up that rib cage. So notice how I'm not really overarching in my back. I pulled my belly button in. I want us to take the right heel up and take it down. Take the left heel up and take it down. Squeezing those glutes as much as we can. Holding that contraction. I promise you we will stretch it out. Alternating side to side. Right, left. Trying not to let the hips lower. If you notice, my hips are not moving, just the heel is moving. I'm squeezing this contraction as much as I can to keep those hips as high as I can. Good. We've got 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. Last one on each side. Take an inhale. Exhale, soften the chest. Round it all the way down. Tailbone's the last to touch. Good. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Grab them right below the kneecaps. There, rock side to side. Just giving that low spine a little bit of a massage. And now let's release the glutes. Take the left foot down. Cross the right over the left. Open up that right knee first. So we really want to open up the hip. And then if you need a little bit more of a stretch, keep those shoulders back, use those arms and legs and bring the legs towards the chest. You should feel a nice release on that right side. With each exhale, maybe you feel a little bit more of a stretch. You're going to take that left foot down, uncross the right, and cross the left over. Working on your hip flexibility and mobility. So try to get that knee out to the side. If it's this close, then we definitely need to do maybe some hip circles, trying to open up the hips as much as possible. Even a butterfly stretch is a really good stretch to open up the hips. All right, if you need more of a stretch for that figure 4, you pull those legs in towards the chest. You keep the shoulders pulled down. Excellent. All right, take those feet down. That was awesome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just do a little bit more core work here. So I want you just to take those legs nice and long. Feels good, right? Take those hands behind your head. We're going to work from our upper core all the way down to our low transverse abs, our deep abdominals. So take the hands behind the head. You can point or flex those feet or just leave them kind of neutral. We're going to work on our upper core right now. So hands are behind the head. I want you to just think about lifting from right below sort of that chest line right there. So not with the neck where you get sort of these veins showing in your neck, but with your and your neck is actually relaxed, okay? So let's lower. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. We're lifting from the core. You can feel it. Good. So trying to find your highest point, and then when you find it, maybe hold it for a split second, and slow and controlled, lower it down. You got it. Good. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, we're going to change our foot position just to bend those knees. And you're going to see how we're starting to move into our rectus abdominis, right in the core here, right in the middle of the core. Here we go. Lift, lower, lift, lower. But again, you're lifting from the core, so your neck is not strained. You're not jutting your chin forward. Your head is just relaxed. You can see your elbows out of your peripheral vision there. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Good. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Excellent. Okay, we're going to take those legs up into tabletop. And so now that our feet are off the mat, we need to push the belly down, imprinting the spine. So we should not be able to put our hand between our back and the mat. So for me, I'm going to have to bring my knees a little closer today. But ideally, if you can keep those knees right over those hips, that is an ideal position. But I get a little arch in my back, not too bad, but I can definitely feel it arching out. That sneeze has been in there since we started, so I'm finally glad that I was able to get it out. All right, so now we're going to work on those low transverse abs. Maybe even just hanging out here, you can poke yourself and feel how tight they are. Pull those shoulders back. All right, what we're going to do is do some toe taps. So we're going to hinge and hinge at the left so you can see it first. I'm not changing the angle of this leg. I'm just hinging it down and then hinging it right back up. So I'm not dropping it, but I'm hinging it and pushing it forward, and then I'm pulling it right back up. Same on the left, or on the right, excuse me. I'm hinging it and pulling it right back up. But what my back wants to do is pull off of the mat. My core needs to be stronger. So I have to make sure that I'm pushing it back. I'm bringing those knees a little closer. And then maybe I'm not going to take that leg as close to the mat because my abs are going to want to give way. So you stop that range of motion where you are able to keep the back flat, abs pulling in, making sure they're not doming out, and you just hinge at the hips. These are our low transverse abs. We're also going to do one more set of transverse abs after this. Those are really the sometimes the problem child of abs. You know, they're hard to get to for women. They get weak after childbirth. So you really want to work those. All right, we're going to do one more set on each side. So I exhale as I reach and inhale as I pull back up, but you can do it any way you want. From here, we're just going to take those legs up towards the ceiling. We're going to do some scissors. Again, low transverse abs. A couple of ways to do the scissors. You can keep your head, neck, and shoulders down, and you can lower one leg at a time. All right, so you want to feel those low transverse abs, lowering that leg with control, and then picking it back up. Or you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders, which I like to do because it pushes my back down, and I lower one leg at a time, and then pull it right back up. Good, so you're reaching long through those legs. You're taking your time. Now, to amp this up even more, you'll take those hands behind your head. You'll lower that leg with control, keeping those abs pulling in, and then you'll pull it right back up. Here we go. Use that breath. Good, you got it. We're almost through our ab series. We're going to do one more thing after this. All right, one more on the right. And one more on the left. Good, we're gonna bring those knees into tabletop. We're just gonna round up like a ball. And then we're gonna hold on to that right knee. Take the left leg long. You're trying to take your forehead to your right knee and then switch it up. This is our single leg stretch. Our back once again is imprinted. You're using your core. So trying to take the strain off of the neck. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. You got it. So you can stay here, but we're going to add some of those obliques. So we're a bicycle. All right, we're going to take our hands behind our head. Next time that right knee is in, we're going to rotate left elbow to right knee and then switch it out. Switch, switch, switch. Good job. And then really rotate and lift. So try not to rock side to side, but rotate, rotate. These are our obliques. You don't want to forget about those. They wrap around our sides. Last 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. Last set. Good. Bring those knees in. Take those legs long. Take those arms long. Stretch it out. Woo. I definitely felt that. Excellent. All right, let's roll over onto our bellies to stretch out our core just a little bit with our cat-cow stretch. So come on over into a 4-point kneeling position. So for this, you want those knees underneath of those hips, and you want your hands underneath of your shoulders. All right, pull that belly in. So that you're not starting with your hips down, back and your belly down. You want to pull that back up and then slide the shoulder blades down your back. Make your neck out a little longer. Keep the neck in line with the spine. Take an inhale and then exhale. I want you to push the hips forward, rounding up through that back. Put that belly button to that spine. And now, as you take your inhale, push your hips back, lower your belly, your head, neck, and shoulders. Feel that extension in the core. It should feel good. Exhale, round it up. Inhale, take that extension. One more time. Exhale, round it up. Inhale, take that extension. Good. Come back to a neutral spine. So your back is nice and flat. Shoulders are relaxed and down away from your ears. Just wag your hips right and left. Beautiful. Just taking it right and left. Good. All right, we're going to come back to our neutral spine and we're going to do a few legs here. All right, so you can do this on your forearms. You can do this on your wrists, or you can do this on one wrist and one forearm. So kind of whatever makes sense for you or whatever feels good for you. What I want you to remember is as we do this leg work, we don't want to have a lot of rocking in our low spine, okay? So we want to try and keep our spine nice and neutral or flat, and we want to work the glutes and the hamstrings. All right, and so first thing we're going to do is just go ahead and lift that right foot up. I want you to try and lift it to hip height there. Flex that foot, and then I want you to bring it down and lift it up. Bring it down and lift. So I'm not trying to have a lot of movement in my back. It's all my glute and hamstring working here. We've got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, relax those shoulders. The last one, hold it here, little pulse up, an inch, down an inch, up, down, 3, 4, nice and slow, 5, pull the belly in, 6, 7, 8. I want you to extend the leg, keep the hip pointed down and bend. extend, and bend. So hips are pointed down. Good. 4, watch the shoulders. 5, 6, 7. The last one, hold it here. We're going to cross that knee over and bring it up. Cross it and up. This is 3. We're going to 8 in all of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring it down. Last exercise, fire hydrants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Excellent. Just open up those knees, sit back in the child's pose. Let those glutes just relax onto those heels. Ooh. Good. Maybe rock side to side a little bit. We're going to come forward for 10 push-ups. So round yourself up and over into your push-up position, either on your knees or on your toes, whatever works for you today. And here we go. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7. Pull that belly in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just press it back, taking the head through the arms, feeling that stretch, maybe right underneath those armpits. And then round yourself up. We're going to do that whole series on the other side. So instead of doing our side lying leg today, we're doing a little bit of our quadruped glute work today. All right, so go ahead and find your position. Remember, the hips want to point towards the mat, so try not to let that hip open up, okay? So that we can really concentrate on the glute and the hamstring. All right, you're gonna lift that leg up, pull that hip down, pull those shoulders down, belly pulls in, here we go. It comes down and up. Think about the glute lifting and the hamstring contraction. So right where the butt meets the leg, that little crease, that's where we're working. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold it up there. Little pulse up and down and up and down. This is 3, 4. Movement so small, maybe you don't even see it. 7 and 8. Hold it there. Extend. Bend. Make sure that hip is pointed down. Extend. Bend. 3, 4. Relax the shoulders. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold it here. Cross it over. And lift, squeeze, cross. Lift, squeeze. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Last move is our fire hydrant. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep the belly in. 7, and 8. Set that leg down. Open up those knees and sit those hips back. Let your hips just relax onto those heels. Ooh. Goodness. I feel that. All right, let's round forward for another set of push-ups here. And we're going to stretch out those legs. So pull the belly up. You tuck those hips under. Here we go. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit back. Excellent. All right, so we're going to stretch out those legs just a little bit. So round into that 4-point healing position. And then let's go ahead and press into our plank position. All right, we're going to go ahead and step that right foot forward into our lunge. Whew, man, feels good just like this. And then let's go ahead and set that in the left, or the left knee, back knee down. Keep making sure that that right knee is right over the heel. Maybe take that knee out to the side first. That helps to release that glute as well. Then bring it right back in line with your toes. Take those hands up, push those hips forward. Then go ahead, take the hands to the mat, pull that right hip back and feel that big stretch. I even feel it on my inner thigh. So hamstring, glute, calf, inner thigh. Keep the chest nice and lifted. Take that foot down, walk it across the mat, lower that knee, and just feel that stretch. So come forward. Releasing that glute. All right. Come back up, take those hands down, curl those back toes under, lift up onto those palms, take that right foot back. All right, here we go. We're going to step the left foot forward into that lunge position. Take that right knee down, uncurl the right toes, maybe take the left leg out to the side, opening up those inner thighs. Pull the knee back in line with the toes. And then let's walk those hands up, getting a hip flexor stretch first. And then go ahead, take the hands down, pull the head back. Lifting the chest, big stretch here. Set those toes down, walk them across your mat. Gently lower that left knee. So remember, I like to tuck my left heel under my right hip bone. It's less of an arch or an angle on that knee than keeping it parallel to the top of your mat. I feel like that's a really bad angle for my knees. And then, but it's whatever works for you. Remember, we're listening to our bodies. So if that works better for you, then do it. Personally, it hurts my knees to do it that way. So I do it this way and I still get a great stretch. I'm releasing my glute. Walk those hands back. We're going to curl those right toes under, press into the palms of our hands, lifting the body and bringing the left leg back to meet the right. We're back in our plank position. So just settle into your plank here. You've worked your whole body today. Think about pulling off of the mat, not sinking into your shoulder blades. Hips are low, belly's pulling in. All right, we're going to pike up those hips, push them backwards, stretch through those arms. Try to take those heels down, pedal out the heels right and left. Excellent. Go ahead, press both heels down. And then walk those hands back. Ugh. Good, you're in your fold over. Look through your legs here. I don't know about you guys, but my glutes hurt. My glute needs the side glutes. I definitely feel it. All right, we're gonna bend our knees as much as we need to take our hands flat onto the mat. Then go ahead, push the hips up and back. See if you can straighten those legs and keep those hands on the mat. Again, bend. Extend, bend, extend, 2 more, bend, extend, last one, bend, extend, and then just let the hands fall wherever they are. If they come off the mat, totally fine. Let's sway the hips right and left. Then keep the hips still, sway the upper body right and left. Just let it go. Come back to center. All right, we're gonna restack this spine. So take an inhale here. As you exhale, let's start to rebuild the spine. This time, pulling up from our pelvic floor, restacking one vertebrae on top of the next, but this time with space and room in between till you come all the way up. Excellent. Let's take a big inhale here. Cactus those arms out on your exhale. Look up towards the ceiling. Pull the shoulders down and together. Feel the throat stretch, the chest stretch. Reach up one more time on that inhale. Take the right wrist in the left hand and then a little side bend over to the left side on that exhale. Inhale as you come up through center. Switch out those hands. Exhale over to the side. Good. Come back up. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Nice job today, you guys. That was awesome. I feel really good. We worked our entire body. We used a little bit of weights, but not excessively. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out the other videos on my YouTube channel, or if you ever want to join me live, please go to my website at www.bodiesbypilates.net. Check out the schedule. Thanks, and I'll see you back here again soon.